Yo, everyone, you're listening to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. Joining me for this episode is Sequestered Jester.
Hey, everybody.
Kuya.
Ooh.
Pinhead. And we have a very special guest, and her name is Grace.
Hello. Hi.
What's up? Thank you for joining us. You are officially the first female guest on the show.
XX chromosome.
Yeah.
I mean, Jester's here, but...
Damn, what the hell?
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. You just got here, but you're already trying to step on me.
He was ready for that one.
She wants the crown, Jester. She wants the crown.
Jeez, slow your roll. Wait at least like a minute.
I'm after
She's
you.
definitely fitting it nicely.
Yeah. Like, I want my tiara, bitch.
Yeah, she wants the princess role.
Oh, boy. All righty. Well, yeah. So, yeah, for those who are listening, check out the video of the podcast on YouTube. And then, but if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you like to listen to your podcast, that's great too. So we do appreciate it. Anytime you can follow us on our social media accounts, whether it's on Instagram at FMANDTB or Twitter at FMANDTB podcast. And then on Facebook, just search Filmmaker Mike and the Boys. And then now, of course, if you search for Filmmaker Mike and the Boys on YouTube, you will not only find my channel, which is now appropriately named Filmmaker Mike. It's been reborn. But you'll also find Pinhead 198's YouTube channel and his videos. And you'll also find Sequestered Jester's YouTube channel.
Hell yeah.
Everyone's got their own thing going on now, which is pretty cool. So check out their videos and their reviews and subscribe as well. So the first thing we're going to be talking about for this episode, we're changing things up a bit. As we previously discussed, we're going to be talking about a show called Superman and Lois, which debuted 2 weeks ago. But before we get into that, we want to find out a little bit more, and for the listeners as well, and probably viewers, who this Grace is and why is she on the podcast. So, Grace, I'm curious. So what happened a few nights ago at work?
Well, okay, so you brought up our boy, dang, why can't I think of it? You know, the one with the fist and Wolverine. And I said something about his sideburns. And I don't know, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. And then I think you saw a spark, and then I'm here.
Yeah, I think you also followed it up with who's Magneto.
Yeah. Right.
And which instantly, as soon as you said who's Magneto, I was like, that's podcast material, because that's gonna get a lot of people like up in arms. You'd be like, what? Who's Magneto? Like, but no, seriously. So I did mention to Grace and the guys as well at work that I was already thinking of inviting her, because when we're at work, we're usually talking anyway about a lot of other things. So I figured like, hey, I could probably ask Grace. But then when you brought those up, I was like, this is there's some potential here. I see some podcast potential, because not only will she be able to rile up people, but it'll be also interesting because, again, we all have different experiences as far as like, entertainment and movies and TV shows, and, based on our background and how we grew up, we may share some things like, oh, we grew up with this show, but then again, we also have things where, oh, we didn't, I didn't get to see that show. So you can share that with me, or, we'll share that experience or whatever. So, but hey, who knows what this will lead to. I mean, it'd be great. It's great that you're here with us to mix things up and change things up a bit. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, by the end of the show, you're
ready. I actually, you know what? I wrote some notes. That's how.
Wow!
I know.
Trembler. Scary.
That right there is podcast material, because when I watch a show, I'll watch it a second time to write my notes because I want to make sure I don't forget anything.
Already doing better than Jester.
What are you talking about? I got my notes in this book right here, you dunce.
Wow.
Oh boy. So Grace, as far as your background, so you did ask me like, what do you want me to watch anything? And I mentioned like, yeah, if you can check out Superman and Lois on the CW app, because it's the best thing is it's free.
Yes.
So that you don't have to fork out any money there. And then I do want to ask you, how familiar are you with the Superman character and like the lore and the mythology?
So growing up, I definitely was around it. I grew up with like an older brother, so of course I was kind of around like superheroes and stuff like that. You guys know from work that I'm like really familiar with like Star Wars and stuff, but like recently I saw Superman, like the most recent Superman movie, so I'm pretty caught up. I haven't seen the older stuff though.
Okay.
Like the 1990s or
Right.
not 90s, but 1900s.
Wow.
She's really dating it. She's really dating it.
Wow.
So let me get this clear. You saw the most recent Superman movie, which to my recollection would be Man of Steel.
Yes.
Oh, already a winner.
Here we go.
So now I'm curious, now that we've opened that can of worms, what did you think of Man of Steel? Your honest opinion.
I think that some parts of it were slow and that they could have really improved on the story in some ways. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
And you're dead to Mike.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
No, I'm actually surprised.
This is Grace's first and last episode.
I know. Sorry, guys.
No. I'm actually.
That was a
surprised.
test, Grace, because like you should have said like, "Oh my God, Man of Steel is the most perfect movie ever."
No. Like, no, that's cool. No, I'm actually surprised because she still liked it. Just pretty. The fact that you were entertained by it, which is cool.
Yes.
And then again, like that's the thing. Like, we know, like, for us who work with you, we know that you're a Star Wars fan. You enjoy The Mandalorian, so but then it's totally okay that you said like, who's Magneto, and that's fine. Like I think that's really cool because at least like, hey, you've got the Star Wars cred because you even started watching the Clone Wars series.
Yes, yeah, I'm getting through it slowly but surely. I really want to enjoy it.
Right, very cool. And then
we got another Space Wizards fan on our hands, so that's off.
Right, and then as far as the Marvel movies, you said you've seen some, and then you haven't seen others.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with Marvel, to be honest. Like I said, I watched Guardians of the Galaxy.
What'd you think of that one?
I really liked Guardians of the Galaxy. The second one, not so much. The first one, I thought it was I think it was done really well. I really liked the casting. I think Chris Pratt did a really good job. I think Zoe, I can't remember her last name.
Zaldana.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, you guys finished my sentence. But yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. It was really well done.
She's okay in my book already.
Yeah, right. So, and that's why I think like we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, she enjoys being with us on the podcast. Or before, maybe she might not finish the episode. She'd be like, "See ya, I'm out." Like,
fuck you guys, I'm going home.
Screw this. This is lame. Bye. Or she won't even say bye. Her screen will just go blank. She'll go mute, and then she'll like leave the call.
Or maybe after that like Man of Steel comment, you're just gonna like mute my microphone.
Well, hey, if it makes you feel any better, we've been doing what, like I think over 75 hours now of the show, and I
Mhm.
haven't muted anyone
I
yet.
haven't muted anybody
I
yet.
haven't muted anyone yet.
That's the
He's
first
too
time for
nice.
anything.
He's too nice.
That's
It's always the
that's kind
first.
of surprising. I've listened to some of your stuff, and I'm like, Pinhead. Oh,
No.
watch out, man! You might be the first.
Nah,
I
nah.
might be. I might be.
But see, that's part of that's
Especially
and
after this rest.
oh no. Oh. Did we freeze? Why did we freeze? Oh my god.
Oh,
This is-
really? Okay,
Favorite
good.
film
Yeah.
of all time.
No
Yeah,
way.
it's his most perfect movie ever.
Well,
Whoa, what happened?
I don't know. You
You got-
froze.
Yeah,
Pretty
you
close, dude.
disappeared, buddy
Yeah,
boy.
you guys froze. I got disconnected, and I'm like, I was gonna message you guys, be like, hey, I'm gonna send an email again.
No. You pulled the Captain America and just froze, man.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Well, hey, hopefully that's it. Because I restarted my router, so
I know.
I think we're good now. Alrighty, so
That's not my fault.
no, you're good. So do any of you guys have any questions for Grace as far as like her fandom for like anything, or like what she enjoys, or what she reads, or like what she likes to watch?
What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Either the Empire Strikes Back or no, I probably would say Emperor Strikes Back.
Empire.
Classic.
That is a good one.
That's such a safe answer.
that is a safe answer.
I was hoping Grace is gonna say Empire
Last
Strikes
Jedi.
Back and The Last Jedi.
I know.
Oh, dude,
Because they're like
I,
one A and one B. Like they're like one A and one B.
One A,
for me.
one B.
I might just leave.
Oh,
He's killing me.
Oh,
over
but
here.
did you like? Were you entertained by The Last Jedi, Grace?
to be honest, I didn't really like any of the new Star Wars.
Okay.
I think all of them, like, the only new Star Wars that I really enjoyed was Solo.
Ah.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
thought that was really well done, and I'm a huge fan of like Donald Glover. So
Ah.
like when like
Hell
that
yeah.
was really the thing that drew me in, and I think he did a really good job.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
He played himself.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But all he had was like a cape just to make him more like cooler.
I know. It was awesome.
All right, she can
So-
stay.
Yeah.
You could say.
Ooh, there we
So
go.
I'm
'cause it-
curious, Grace. You mentioned that you didn't like the the sequel trilogy, but so what did you think of the character of Rey?
Okay, so I really enjoy that there was like a strong female lead. To be honest, I really didn't like that she was a what do you call it? You know what I'm
Mary Sue.
yeah.
Just overpowered and not.
Yeah, I
taking
just-
her own.
The thing that really irritated me that about the Star Wars like trilogy, first of all, was that Darth Sidious came back, and
Hmm.
there was no explanation. He just kind of came back, and he was there. I was like, what is this? Like, I don't.
Guys.
Yeah, like he's like, I'm alive. Like,
I mean,
but yeah,
there's
I don't.
an,
think that she
there's
was
an explanation for it because, like,
Uh-oh.
Star Wars fans for the most part don't like change.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's
Well, I
not
don't
good
know.
enough anymore.
I think if they pulled like a cool backstory, I think it would add to the
Well,
story.
He died at Empire Strikes Back,
Yes.
or not Empire Strikes Back. He died at the Return of the Jedi, and after that, the fandom hated the movies, so they needed to bring somebody back, but they can't bring back Darth Vader because he was already dead. So they needed somebody as menacing. So
They couldn't make one for themselves, I guess.
Oh yeah, they can't make Dark Pages because it subverts their
Because that'd be
theories
cool.
and everything.
Right.
Because you know the thing that you guys really like, the fans really like Boba Fett. We're not gonna give him to the sequel trilogy. Oh, we're gonna put him in the series, in the show.
We're gonna put in
The
Mandalorian.
show's gonna be really cool. If it's anything like the Mandalorian, it's gonna be banging. I think it will be really cool.
Right. It did. Yeah, it did work out. Though. It did work out because originally they were planning to make a Boba Fett film.
Yep.
But I think right now, because what we're seeing, like with the Netflix era and then Game of Thrones and all these other series, if you can tell you can basically expand a story and just tell so much in a series compared to a movie. A movie will be like 2.5 hours, and you can do several movies, or you can do a series and you can basically tell a longer story, or you could even tell just a smaller story, like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that we're going to be getting is, I think, going to be limited to 6 or 7 episodes.
And I didn't know it was that much. I thought it was 4.
I think it's like around 6 or 7.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I think they also mentioned that that's going to be at least an hour each. So I'm hoping they don't pull a WandaVision and put like 10 minutes of credits at the end. But, that's like a full hour without the credits. So, but yeah. And then as far as Clone Wars, Grace, what season are you on right now in the Clone Wars?
So I think I'm about season 2 and episode 10 in.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm getting to learn a lot more about Ahsoka Tano, which I like because when I started The Mandalorian, I didn't really watch the Clone Wars series yet. And now I'm getting more of like a feel of her character. And I remember you were telling me like at first, like I wasn't really into it because it just wasn't my cup of tea. But then you said it starts building up and then getting more serious. And then I can start seeing that build up even more and more. And like the thing that I enjoy is how many encounters Obi-Wan and General Grievous have. And it's interesting that, to be honest, they have like a relationship, but how many times they encounter each other.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. And it's interesting to hear your perspective. But as far as Ahsoka, you were first introduced to her in The Mandalorian, and now you're going back to where she began in the Clone Wars. Where for me, I started the Clone Wars from day one and then basically grew up with that character and then saw her in The Mandalorian. So that's really interesting. I'm definitely going to be interested to hear more of what you think of the Clone Wars, because season 2, it starts getting a little bit more mature and serious. And then even the tone of the story gets darker and more adult, because when the Clone Wars first debuted, it debuted on so they had the Clone Wars movie in theaters, which is like an hour and a half, and I saw it in theaters. I thought it was cool. It was different because, of course, like we'd never seen a Star Wars animated movie on the big screen in that way. And then the series debuted on Cartoon Network originally. So, and then after Cartoon Network for a while, it was on Cartoon Network for like 5 seasons, and then Disney took over. They canceled the show, and then the fans have like clamored, like, time and time again, like hashtag save the Clone Wars. And then a lot of fans even wrote letters to Disney and let them know, like, we want to see because there were supposed to be 2 more seasons. And then sure enough, Disney heard, the fans, and this is nothing new. I mean, as far as like Zack Snyder's Justice League, the fans clamored for, and claimed to see the finished story of the Clone Wars. And sure enough, Disney eventually realized that, there is a story to finish and to tell. And so they let Dave Filoni finish that story, and we got the finishing the complete story last year. So, and then now of course it's on Disney Plus. But before Disney Plus, the Clone Wars did appear on Netflix for like a few years, and that's a lot of fans also got to catch up and be introduced to that. And even now, there's also a lot of fans who have never watched the Clone Wars, but after the Mandalorian, because you've got not just Ahsoka, but you've got Bo-Katan, and you've got I'm sure I'm missing other characters here, but you've basically the Mandalorians were introduced in season 2 of the Clone Wars, aside from the movies. I mean, that was a big thing. So now, like, a lot of fans can go back and watch, the Clone Wars and find out, where these characters started in the Star Wars universe. So that's really fascinating.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Mandalorian yet, so I'm not there in season 2 yet.
Yeah.
But I'm actually super interested to see how they portray like the Mandalorians in the Clone Wars, because I already have like an image of like the OG Mando, you know, and I'm just curious how, like, if it's gonna change my opinion or like it's gonna be interesting. Maybe I gotta update.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely coming in season 2, and then you're gonna be able to see Mandalore, which I think we're also gonna see in the Mandalorian eventually. So yeah, and that's why like when the Mandalorian that first season came out, and then I got to like they showed like the Death Watch, the ones who saved Din Djarin when he was a kid, and they showed those Mandos saving him. I was like, oh my God, they brought these guys to life, like from the cartoon. And now these guys are like flesh and blood. Like that was really amazing. So yeah. And then the first time I got to go to Lucasfilm, I'm going to flex my Star Wars cred here. So the first time I got to go to Lucasfilm, they had a premiere for a trilogy. I think it was a trilogy of episodes. And that was the Mandalorian episodes in season 2. So they had a screening there. Yeah, I got to go 3 times to Lucasfilm, and one of those screenings was those episodes. And my goodness, it was fantastic. And to see Dave Filoni, and like after that, he has a Q&A with the fans, and then some of the other hardcore fans there, they have their Mando. They make these custom Mando helmets, and then they have the cast and the crew like sign them. Like it's amazing. It's really cool.
That's awesome. Did you get to meet Dave Filoni?
Yeah.
Is he short? I'm kind of curious. Maybe I gotta look it up.
I like how that's the question.
So compared to you, I think you're definitely taller than him. I think
taller than like 99% of the human race.
I mean, in this podcast, I think you're the tallest out of all of us. So,
am I really?
I don't know about that.
Jester,
yeah, I think we might be the same height.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, Kuya's down to my knee, so. I haven't even met him in person, and I know he's down to my knee.
I just get short dude energy from
right.
Yeah. Before Jester gets to meet Kuya, Jester's gonna be standing there, and then before you know it, there's going to be a big baseball bat that whacks him in his knees.
Yeah.
Jester's going to fall on his knees, and then Kuya's going to be in front of him and be like, what's up?
Or maybe he's like,
I'd be taller than you.
Like maybe he's like 6'6".
No. I'm like 5. I'm like 5'3". I'm like Wolverine.
Oh,
5'3".
really?
Yeah, I'm short.
Dang. You gotta grow those iffy sideburns out.
Nah. Like, girls don't like the sideburns. It's too much. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Dave Filoni is awesome. He's really cool, and he's like legit a true fan. Like you could, when you meet him, you could just spend like hours and just talk to him about Star Wars. He loves Lord of the Rings. He loves Godzilla. I'm curious to find out like what he thinks of the new Godzilla and the upcoming Godzilla versus King Kong movie. And then when you have him sign something, he will take his time. He's going to sign his name, and he'll even draw a little sketch for you. Like, I have a few. Like
Awesome.
he drew on the poster.
Man,
the
you
Clone Wars
you
poster.
took that much time from Dave Filoni. Oh, can you sign this one and this one and this one
Well,
and this
no,
one?
that was my. So here's the thing. That was my bargaining chip. So at one of the premieres, they had the for the Clone Wars. They had the I'm not gonna spoil it for Grace, but they have the Savage trilogy. So they had that screening. So
Nice.
they released a DVD of it, and I bought the DVD specifically to bring it so Dave Filoni could sign it. And then his PR and one of the Lucasfilm PRs were like, they were basically cutting us off the line because like Dave had to go, they had to like do something else. And then I was like, but I bought this for him to sign. And then she saw it. And then she saw it. She was like, man, you even bought the DVD? I'm like, yeah. I was like, okay, fine. And Tracy's cool though. Tracy knows me. So I was like,
God.
and she was like, okay, fine. So we got to meet Ashley Eckstein too, the voice of Ahsoka, and Matt Lanter, the voice of Anakin, and what's his name? Oh my God. Darth Maul, the voice of Darth Maul.
Sam Witwer, who also plays Doomsday on Smallville, and the Force Unleashed, the secret apprentice of Darth Vader. He's a great guy as well.
Star Killer.
I'd
Yeah,
love to meet
Star
that guy,
Killer.
man. That's one guy I'd like to meet.
Yeah,
Sure.
he is. I mean, anyone from the Clone Wars, my goodness, they were really cool, and that's why I'm hoping when all of this is over, when all of COVID is done, we'll get back to normal and we can get back to conventions. Because man, it's something to be able to meet these people who create the stuff that we love and that we enjoy, and just have like that face-to-face time with them, and like just be able to interact with them. It's really cool. It's really cool. So all right, any other questions for Grace as far as like, or what kind of movies do you like usually? What genres do you enjoy?
Ooh. Pinhead will like this one. I like horror.
Hell
I'm a fan of sci-fi.
yeah.
I like adventure. Like recently, my most favorite movie that I watched was Parasite. Just
Hell
like
yeah.
Ooh,
it was done beautifully. Like everything about it, and like all the little hidden gems in it. I even wrote an essay based kind of on the topic, like the theme
awesome.
of the
Wow.
movie.
Awesome.
So I really
You're talking
enjoyed
about
it.
Parasite, the Korean film, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, Grace can replace Jester at any time she wants.
Shut up. Small fry.
So it's
She'll be
all right.
replacing me soon, so don't worry about it.
Nobody can replace you, buddy. Sorry.
Let's see.
All righty. So any other questions for Grace for now, or
Nah,
are you guys ready?
we're good.
Ready.
Alrighty.
We talked enough about the Space Wizards. Let's get on with Superman.
I can't wait
Let's
for
go with a different space wizard.
I can't wait for Superman and Lois.
All righty. So Superman and Lois debuted 2 weeks ago. It debuted on the CW, but already they were saying that the budget that they spent for this show is much more than your typical CW show. And when let's flashback, let's rewind a little bit to a few episodes ago. When the first trailer came out, which wasn't really a full trailer, it was just glimpses. I just thought it was okay. I'm still curious because I'm a huge Superman fan. I'll check it out. It was okay. The second trailer came out, and then now they're showing you Superman and Lois. They basically get fired from their jobs from the Daily Planet. They've moved on. Like, they have twin boys. And just the fact that the parent stuff with Clark and his kids in that second trailer with the music, whatever it is, like, as a parent, for me, it got me. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is, for whatever reason or whatever they're doing, for me personally, it's working because they've got me hook, line, and sinker as far as, because like Superman being a parent in the comics is nothing necessarily new, right? Because he has kids, or he's had children, or even a son in the comics. But then again, that's the comics, right?
But then the comics, as far as superhero characters, is essentially the bloodline. That's where it all starts. And that's the inspiration that will later inspire other stories and other forms of media. But as far as movies and TV shows, we've never seen Superman in this sort of direction with what they're doing. So I'm going to start off here with the pilot. So the pilot is 64 minutes. And then the description goes, Clark Kent and Lois Lane come face to face with one of their greatest challenges ever, dealing with the pressures that come with being working parents in today's society. And then the second episode is titled Heritage. And then just so this is a little insider thing. The episodes on the CW app are actually extended versions. It's a little bit longer than what they're showing on this regular broadcast on CW. And so for Heritage, it says, while adjusting to their new lives in Smallville, Lois and Clark make an important decision concerning one of their sons. So I'm just going to start off with my thoughts. The pilot, as soon as we got off work, I got home and I turned on the CW app and I watched it. And within the first 5 minutes, with that montage of showing us the story of Superman so far, how he started, he crashes on Earth, he grows up, he learns that he has powers, his parents, and then of course Jonathan Kent dies from a heart attack. Superman can't do anything there, and then he later learns about his powers and where he's from, and then he's now that moment where he catches the car and he's wearing the S shield, which is lifted directly from Action Comics #1, and he catches that green car. That's so far of 2021. That's one of my favorite scenes of anything that I've seen. And that music that they play in that montage, and when he tells he marries Lois, he's proposing to her right outside the Fortress of Solitude. I've seen that scene, that montage, like 5 times. I'm not kidding. So for Man of Steel, that film, the Krypton scene is like one of my favorite things about the movie. For this show, it's that montage scene. Like that always, for whatever reason, the perfect blend of the music and the way Clark is telling the story, it's just perfect. And then as far as the pilot, I really enjoyed it and I really like it. The fact that he wasn't revealing his, he was afraid to reveal to his twin sons that are now teenagers that, he's Superman, because of course the effects, and I like his perspective and I really like Lois's perspective, because she's like, you got to tell them because so that they can understand. But then he's also very protective of them, because of course for any parent, they'd want to protect their kids no matter what the cost for anything, right? Especially if it's something that's going to affect them or hurt them. But yeah, and then we get Pinhead mentioned this one, and I agree with him when we were talking about it. The bold choice of killing off Martha Kent right at the beginning is bold and is actually different and unconventional from the traditional Superman story. Because while Jonathan Kent will always die, like Uncle Ben in Spider-Man, Martha Kent is always around, like Aunt May. But then I just finished a Spider-Man game on PS4. Finally, Aunt May dies at the end of that game, and then now
spoilers, man. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Well, spoilers. I mean, it's been out for a few years now.
Yeah, 22 years.
I mean, if you're a hardcore gamer, you would have played it, right?
I know, we're just messing with you.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, with the pilot, with killing Martha Kent off, I was like, wow. And then in that scene where he's just like, he's really holding it in. I'm like,
it was a beautiful scene.
Yeah, it is, and it's gut wrenching. Imagine again being this guy who's an alien from another world who can do all these amazing things, but he can't stop death. He can't stop his loved ones from dying, his father and now his mother. And I love that they did the juxtaposition of him when he lost his father when he was young, and then now he's burying his mother. But the nice thing is he's not alone. He's got Lois and he's got his kids with him. And then throughout the pilot episode, we get and another thing that I was surprised by, I don't recall, maybe Kuya might recall from the comics, I don't recall General Sam Lane, Lois Lane's father, ever knowing his secret identity. This is another new thing. And the fact that they're working together. Because there's even a line that Lois says, oh, so we care what my father thinks right now? Like, knowing Superman and trying to impress Lois and trying to impress her father, he would never have cared what General Sam Lane would have thought of him. But the fact that he's working with Lois's father is another brand new thing to the Superman mythology. And again, I really enjoy the different direction that they're taking. We've never seen Superman as a full-time parent and as a full-time superhero. And then, of course, losing his job. So I really enjoyed the pilot episode. And then we get at the very end, Captain Luthor. And then with the second episode, it just expands on the story again of the boys. They do find out in the pilot episode that their father is Superman. And of course, they react to it like any teenager would react to that news. I mean, and I like the twist that they do with Jonathan. We were thinking the whole time that Jonathan has powers, but then they twist it and it's Jordan that has the powers at that bonfire when he gets pissed off and then he basically has his heat vision blast. I really like that spin. In the trailers, it makes you think that Jordan is going to be like an evil, like he might turn bad, but then I'm hoping that that's not the case. I don't think that's, especially with the second episode, I don't think that
it's too early to tell right now.
Right. It's too early to tell. And again, I think it's also as far as Superman's character, he's not going to want his son to go that way. So he's going to do everything that he can to make sure that his kids both, go on a straight path as far as the best as best as he can do. And again, as far as Tyler Hoechlin as Superman, I thought he was okay when he was first introduced to Supergirl. I was excited when they first introduced him. I wasn't impressed with his costume or even some of the marketing shots that they did of him. It wasn't very Superman-esque. He looked really odd in the costume at first, but over time it got better. They did crossover episodes, but in this pilot, it really showed me more of what he can do. And it's the material that, again, Pinhead and I have discussed. So I really enjoyed it. And again, the second episode expanding more, we get to see the Forces of Solitude. I wasn't impressed with Jor-El. Pinhead has mentioned Milk Toast Man for Tyler Hoechlin Superman. Tyler Hoechlin Superman is not Milk Toast to me. That Jor-El character, that actor, or at least the character, is very Milk Toast to me. The way the character was introduced and the way just the scenes, it's not the typical Jor-El that I've been accustomed to. So it's just blah for me.
And for horror movie fans, I'm pretty sure I'm looking it up right now. It's Angus McFadden.
Yep.
He was in Saw 4.
Yep.
So he's Jor-El, and he was amazing in Saw 4.
He was in Braveheart too.
Yeah, exactly. He's Rock Gut in Superman and Lois, so. Or Milk Toast.
Yeah. So, as far as Jor-El, that character is holds a lot of weight into the mythology of Superman. This is his father, and even if it's just a hologram or the memory in the crystal or whatever it is, in Man of Steel, it's Russell Crowe. In the classic Christopher Reeve Superman film, it's Marlon Brando. And then in Smallville, it's Terrence Stamp, who played General Zod in the Christopher Reeves movies, but now is Jor-El. And even as just a voice, there was a presence to that character. So I hope they do better with Jor-El. But, as far as that, everything else I've been really impressed by. And I'm really enjoying the show. And it's nice to see Superman get a show as because they started Supergirl years ago. And I was like, they got to bring in Superman, right? Out of all the characters in the DC universe, Superman is the guy that started it all. He should get a show. And now that he finally has a show in the Arrowverse, so I'm happy that, he's getting his due. And the positive reactions, a lot of people are really impressed with it. Just after, so on last Monday, right before the second episode debuted, the CW announced that they renewed it for a second season because the pilot's ratings shot up for the CW in the last 2 years. This is the highest. This is the highest show. So, or the highest show with the highest ratings in the last 2 years. So that says a lot for them. And they're like, "Yep, we want more of that." So, who wants to go next?
I guess I can go.
All right, go ahead, Jester.
It's okay. I know Mike's not gonna like hearing this, and I'll probably be replaced by Grace, but that's okay. So I feel when I was watching it, I felt like the actor Milquetoast Man. He has stepped up his game from his previous stuff, but I still feel like everybody else is carrying him around. There was a few points when I was struggling with the writing, especially with the fact of his boys and the classic, like, I'm not going to listen to my wife, even though she's clearly telling me the right thing to do. That I mean, it just seems so cliche to me sometimes when CW has struggled with this in the past, but they're just doing it again with Superman and Lois, and it has potential. I'm not going to just shoot it down right now, but it has potential to be something really good. But I hope that they shake things up, and it seems like they already are with, killing off Mommy. And but other than that, I don't know. It's okay. I see there's a lot of hype around it. I'm not feeling that hype. I'm like I said, I'm not a massive Superman fan. The only thing that's brought me to the point of really being a big Superman fan has been Smallville, and I'm on season 8 of that right now. And so far, he's the only one that that's been able to capture it all for me. Everybody else, I mean, I really like Henry Cavill. He's a close second. But even in Man of Steel, I struggle with some stuff. So I don't know. With this new show, I think it can do a lot, but I don't know. I'm not buying it with that guy Superman. He just doesn't seem the part to me.
So did you get to check out the second episode?
I got halfway through the second episode. I got to Jor-El and I'm like, yeah, forget it. I mean,
wow.
I mean, I'm sorry, dude. That guy was so bad, and I won't even say it's him himself. It just seems the way they're portraying him in this one. Just why? What? I don't understand why they're doing it. I really don't.
Right.
But I don't know. It's okay. I'm not driven to watch it.
Because God forbid it's a free show, right?
Well, hey, that's why I'm watching it, because it's free. Because if I had to pay for it, I definitely wouldn't be.
I think that's why I was curious when I asked, like, if you were done with Smallville, and you said you were still on season 8, because for Smallville, you started binging it last year, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you basically have every episode there available to you on Hulu, so you can just binge it as much as you want. Where
Correct.
in this show, we're getting it like you didn't live through the dark ages, buddy.
I did, dude.
Through Smallville. Well, I mean, as far as Smallville, when I started Smallville, like I would watch it I even used to record the episodes on VHS, or like if I couldn't make it, because before we had a DVR, like, right, I'd ask my mom, like, or my brother, like, hey, can you hit record on the VHS? The Smallville is starting. I need to see it. Like, this is way before streaming. But now, of course, you're getting, like, you can just at your disposal. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this episode. But at least I'm glad that you recognize that the show has potential. So
100%. Like,
yeah.
With Smallville, if it was coming out episode by episode, the pilot 100% grabbed me. It made me want to watch the next one. This one, it didn't. I'm actually very impressed with its special effects. They really upped their game with that. But that's kind of where it stops for me. I mean, it's okay everywhere else. I'm not driven to watch the next episode like Smallville. So I don't know. Well, we'll see where it goes, I guess, if we're going to continue watching it. But
yep. Alrighty. How about Grace?
Yeah, Grace. Let's hear.
I'm ready. Honestly, I kind of agree with Jester on this one. Like, it was a little soap opera-y for me, to be honest. Like, and honestly, like, I know you guys weren't a big fan of the actor who played Superman, but I think him as like Clark Kent wasn't bad. Like, I enjoyed him. Superhero, like, we didn't see him very much, but I think the biggest thing with this show that's interesting is that the audience gets a sense of his like home life and more of his family and his wife. So then when we see those action scenes, it kind of pulls more emotion for the audience because I think it feels like there's more at risk when he's going and being Superman.
It's a
You know
very
what I
good
mean?
observation.
Yeah, it's very that's what I find interesting. Yeah, and I also think that like understanding Clark Kent helps you understand more of Superman. Um, and yeah, but as far as casting, do you guys know about like the you guys probably know about the Superman curse? Like every actor that
Right.
plays it, like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe he's milquetoast man just because like I don't know. I think for that I enjoy him as an actor and I think it brings a lot of good information for the audience. Yeah. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. I wasn't a big fan of Lois. I didn't really like the actress that played her. Yeah. So no, I don't really have.
Alrighty. How about
yeah.
Kuya?
Um, where do I begin?
Uh-oh. We're gonna get a dissertation now. Here we go.
As far as I'm concerned, with the exception of Mike, I'm probably like the biggest Superman fan, aside from Mike. Followed him like, ever since I was little, from the comic books. Even saw Superman 3, I believe,
From the
movie theaters.
1900s?
In the movie theaters.
Man, you old fart.
Yeah, I'm an old guy. Kind of know the mythos of what Kal-El, Superman, Clark Kent is supposed to be. The show has, like you guys said, had potential. Tyler, for what it's worth, is playing Clark Kent pretty well. Right, I agree with Grace there that he is playing Clark Kent very well. Like he has the little mannerisms. He has, like, just the little whatever things that needs to be done. Lois Lane is okay for me. She's very peckish, so it's very nice. She, because you kind of miss the little angst of Lois, because Lois is like, Pulitzer Prize winner. I don't give a fuck what you say, that whatever. I want facts. I want this, all that stuff. So that's good. The take on Martha Kent dying is good too. I like it. Yeah, it's never been done before, as far as I'm concerned. In any show, any realm of comic books or anything like that. My issue is with the twins. In the comic books, Jonathan is the only son. One. And he's a beloved character in the comic books because of the fact that, he found out he's Superman's son and he was excited. He wanted to meet all the superheroes. He wanted to explore all of his powers, all of these things. Cool. And then he got to meet Damian Wayne. They became best friends for life.
Who's Damian Wayne? Question time.
Damian Wayne is Robin, who is Batman and Talia al Ghul's son, and he is the heir apparent to Ra's al Ghul's ninja clan. but he chose to be Robin, to just to follow after Daddy. So, anyways, um, he went off. In the past couple of months, he went off into the space, and one adventure led to another, and he got stuck in the future. When he came back to the current time, he became a teenager. So that's the issue with between him and Damian Wayne now, because they're not the same 10-year-old boys anymore. Um, Jonathan is like 18 years old, and Damian was like 12. So that's like there's like a difference between them and all that stuff. For Superman fans and for people like that, like we were looking forward to having a show or a movie that has family, because that's what Superman is. Like he is who he is because of his family, because of the fact that Jonathan and Kent and Martha Kent raised him well to be the best person, or to be the best person he could be, regardless of his superpowers. That's his that's who Superman is. He does the things that he has to do, or he does the things that he does because for him it's the right thing to do, no matter whether people agree with him or not. And that's his morals. That's how he was raised. That's what Jonathan and Martha instilled in him, even though he's like this godlike, superpower being. Okay. The issue I have with the two kids is, one, they should have been younger in the show. It would have been a much better, for me as a story, because Clark Kent and Lois Lane look way too young to have fucking teenage high school kids. It's like they had sex like when they were 16 years old or something. And they didn't know each other. Mike, before you interject, that's fine. We can say, creatively Hollywood, and the writers can make them look age, whatever. Lois Lane, if you say that Superman doesn't age, what about Lois Lane? She didn't age either.
So do you know how old the actress is? Bitsy Tulloch, who plays Lois Lane.
She's in her 40s.
Right.
Okay. Tyler Hawk, how old is he?
He's 33.
33. Okay, how old is Clark Kent in anything? And does he have like 16, 17-year-old boys? You know what I mean? Another thing, let's move on from that.
Suspend your disbelief.
Yeah.
We're watching a comic book show.
I know, it's fine. The second thing that I didn't like about the twins is all the goddamn CW teenage angst.
Dude, same here. Oh my gosh, bro.
I've seen it in Arrow. I've seen it in The Flash. I've seen it in Legends of Tomorrow, where they didn't have fucking teenagers. All right. I've seen it in Supergirl, and that's a CBS show.
It was.
Yeah. Well, then they got embraced. Whatever. I understand their audience, their target audience is fucking teenagers. I understand that completely. But why two people? Why does Jordan and Jonathan have to be split? Why can't it be just one person?
Because there's more drama when you have two brothers, one with powers and one
basically
without.
This is what's going to happen in the seasons. Jordan has his powers. He's going to be, oh my God, I have my superpowers. It's cool. Jonathan is like, oh, that's cool, man. I'm a star quarterback. It's okay. Don't worry about it, bro. But then in the second episode, he wasn't really the star quarterback, isn't he? He was getting pushed around by the fucking people that bullied Jordan in the first place. So I wish I had powers now. That's what he's thinking. So it's going to cause a rift between the two brothers, and these guys were.
Isn't that good drama?
No.
Why not? It's causing conflict.
Why? Why would it be in a Kent family? Is there conflict in the Kent family?
Now there is, obviously, because they have twins. It's not like they had control over, hey, Lois, we're gonna have twins. Here's my super.
I mean, the writers had control, because again, that's the thing. They can have the same fucking drama with one kid and one best friend.
But it's not as
One
exciting.
somebody that they just met in Smallville. Oh yeah, you're my best friend now.
And then
Oh,
they
you
find out
have
the secret identity, and then the whole cover's blown.
no, it's not even covered. And like it'll be like, oh, I swear to God, I'm not gonna tell nobody. And then like, oh my God, Jonathan has powers. That's cool. And then I wish I had powers, and then he gets shit on by the bullies, and Jonathan doesn't do anything, and then it's gonna cause a riff and drama between them. And then he becomes the bad guy in the future. Because like, oh my God, fucking like Jonathan didn't save me when I was younger. Blah, blah, blah,
Sounds
blah.
a little too much like Smallville,
Exactly.
which has been done
Cliche.
before.
And this is the issue I have with the show. It's a whole lot of fan service. I've seen the special effects that they've done in all the Superman movies. I've seen the drama that they had in Smallville. I've seen like all the little teenage angst that they had in all the CW fucking shows that they have. It for me, it looked entertaining. It's great, but again, and like I said in the private chat, it's not for me. I told you I'm gonna watch it just because I'm going to be part of the podcast, but it's not for me. I'm a pure like when it comes to Superman, like you guys, when it comes to Star Wars, you guys want it a certain way. I want it a certain way with Superman, and
Yes,
and
sir.
and that's the plain fact. If you want to make changes, cool. Please explain those in a rational way instead of just let's just make give them twins, and then they'll have internal conflict within the family. And that's not they're gonna have conflict already with General Lane, like knowing who the fuck Superman was.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
again, the issue I have is because they're marketing it to teens. They're gonna make this into like a teeny movie where Jordan is gonna meet some quiet ass girl and they're gonna fall in love, but deep down Jonathan kind of sort of likes her too, and they're gonna fight and they're gonna have like me, and then Jonathan's gonna have his superpowers like whatever too, and then it's gonna have like this fucking predictable shit.
I think
That's
you're
gonna
missing I think they're not just marketing this to teens; they're marketing this to families, to everyone.
I would say it hits almost all like families in a way. Like it hits teenagers, and then it hits the parents' lives, and then you get some action in there, and then there's a little drama. I agree with the teen angst, but I just wanted to throw in, you were talking about Robin, that I think it would be actually, Sarah and like Jordan are like buddy.
Yeah.
Mom. Sorry.
Hi, Mom. It's okay.
See me? No, Mom. No.
Yeah, we can see you a lot.
Jeez. Dude.
Yeah. It would be a really interesting turn if Robin was a female, and like I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing that.
Well,
out
they have it in the comic books already. So
Now that you mention it,
yeah, in the Snyder cut. Oh shoot!
Oh boy,
Spoilers.
March 18. So I do want to add one more thing. One of the things that it's small, but it really bugs me because this is a different change. And if you notice, I'm usually open to all the changes. But so when in the pilot episode, when we meet Lana Lang Cushing and her husband and her kids, Lana says something to the effect of, "Oh, Clark, there's always some mysterious stuff happening," or something like Clark seems to get lucky. He never gets hurt or never gets sick, whatever. So it implied to me that Lana never found out about Clark's powers. Doesn't even know that he's Superman. When in the comic books and in Smallville, the TV series, Lana's the first girlfriend of Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And he tells her, like, I have these powers, I have these abilities.
Well, maybe in future episodes, she's gonna tell everybody, like, oh yeah, I kind of knew you were Superman, but
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, and again, thank you for mentioning Lana to the podcast. for me, she was one of a few saving graces in there. I love me some Emmanuel Creechy. She is a beautiful, beautiful woman, and I would lick the sweat off of her back. Any day.
Goodness gracious! Wow, so graphic.
So
So graphic.
Oh,
I mean, she's
steaming up in here.
she is pretty, but she's no Kristen Crook.
hey, I
No,
understand.
Kristen
I understand where you're coming from. Like, and you know that I like me some Kristen Kruk, but
And again,
Emmanuel,
I'm excited when all this.
it's something exotic about Emmanuel. It's just like
I'm still looking forward to when COVID is all gone and we've moved on from it. We get back to conventions. I want to take a picture with Kristen Crook and get her autograph. And freshman high school me will be so happy.
yeah, can you hold my 18-inch Kong for for the pictures here?
Oh my god!
Mike,
I'm sure she already has a restraining order against Kuya too.
Right. To be like this, can you hold my 18-inch Kong?
Oh jeez.
And Mike would be like this.
I'll
Yeah.
lick the sweat off your back, please.
Oh, dude, I would
Please.
definitely lick the sweat
Alrighty.
out.
Now
Instant
I'm
restraining
curious.
order.
But again,
Oh,
second episode, again, the take on Captain Luther is nice, and I kind of figured he was from the Elseworld because, like, I hate Superman because he was evil. Superman's never evil unless it's in the other world. So there you go. The little, I'm curious about the little team up with Captain Luther and General Lane. So it's gonna be weird, but it's we'll see. And again, I'm gonna watch the show just because it's it's for the podcast, but it's not for me. Just letting you guys know that.
Gotcha. Alrighty, Pinhead. Now I'm curious to hear from Pinhead, who coined the term
Milk
Milquetoast
toast,
Man.
man.
Okay, I'm not gonna go on 45-year fucking explanation like we just went here. God, that lasted a decade. So I'm not gonna go
It's
on
not
a
as long as your
I'm
Phantasm
not going
review
on
there.
a decade-long rant. You had your turn. I'm not going on a decade-long rant. Yes. We can say I coined Milquetoast Man, right? Correct. I will agree with everyone, excluding Mike, in the chat here. The teen angst is bullshit. It's lackluster. You didn't mention Buffy. Buffy was much better with the teen angst. However, we're talking about Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
I hate to do this, but I'm going to go on record. Milquetoast Man has now been retracted. He's not Milquetoast Man because I don't know what this guy's name is. Taylor Hoochululush, whatever the fuck his name is. He doesn't deserve the respect of a Henry Cavill, That's top tier Superman right there. That's a sexy beast right there. Even for most guys, that's a sexy beast.
Yeah.
This guy, he's not Milquetoast Man anymore because when I saw him in the crossovers, and I'll be honest, I'm not the guy here that can tell you about, he came from, I don't know anything about, once again, I'm the horror movie wrestling expert. I know nothing about space wizards and Superman. He did this in an alternate universe and he had kids that he fucked with his grandma or whatever. I don't care. We're not talking about the fucking comic books. We're talking about here and now. I don't care about the lineage of, we don't need to get into it. I don't care. We're talking about this series. And for this series, I fucking hate this. I really do. This is almost as bad as me having to admit John Cena's good, which will never happen. Jonathan Cena will never be good.
After the Peacemaker series.
It'll never happen.
No,
Pinhead.
wait till you
Jonathan
see
Cena.
wait till you see the Suicide Squad before you say that.
We'll discuss that at work. It'll never happen. However, he's not Milquetoast Man anymore because what he did. There's a certain moment in the first episode where he really projected himself and stood out to where I'm going, okay, I understand what he's doing here. He's not the best. He's not Christopher Reeve. We get it. We get it. He's not Christopher Reeve. He's not Henry. We get it. He's not even George Reeve, for those of you who like to forget.
Mm.
We get it. We get it. But for the material that he's been given by the CW standards, and they're very bare minimum, I will agree. They're very bare minimum. Because CW is where Drek goes to die. For the very bare minimum, you have to give him credit for what he's doing. He's doing a good job here. He's doing the best that he can do with the fucking dog shit material that he has. It's very hard to be a great Superman when you have dog shit material. You know, you can jerk off to fucking shit that's beautiful, but it's hard to jerk off to shit that's trash. And that's what he's doing right here. He's trying the best that he can, and there he goes. He's not Milquetoast. He's not Milquetoast Man anymore. But you better be careful, buddy, because if you pull the bullshit that I'm seeing that you're trying to do, because I'm watching it, and I know what you're trying to do. If you pull the bullshit that I know you're trying to do, you will go back to in a Thanos snap. You will go back to Milquetoast Man. But for the time being, the moniker of Milquetoast Man has been relinquished. I'm done. Let's go on.
Wow.
I'm sorry, dude.
Wait,
That line needs to be on a shirt.
one thing. Wait, could you like update me on why you coined the term Milquetoast Man?
Because Milquetoast means very bland and bare minimum.
Oh,
If you look up the definition, should we look it up? That's why when I saw him in the first iteration, let's go back to Crisis on Infinite Earth, where we saw him, where he really got to shine. He was ho hum ho shit. He was phoning it in. You know, he was a lot like Jonathan Cena, phoning it in, doing the very bare minimum. What the definition of milquetoast is, that's why he was coined Milquetoast Man.
I thought you meant like glucose, because like they're cousins, but I get it now.
Yep. So I forgot to mention also, I like the moment where he catches the car and then he gives the hat to the kid who he saved, basically the car from falling on the kid, and then the kid says, "Oh, great, nice costume, or cool costume," and then he says, "Thanks, my mom made it for me," and then he basically like sonic booms up in the sky, which looks very Man of Steel, the way he booms, the way he like just jets off. And then a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, it's great. This is great to see a Superman smiling again and so positive," because a lot of people seem to forget in Man of Steel that Henry Cavill actually smiled. Clark Kent and Superman actually smiled a bunch of times in that movie, but they just seem to forget. So, which is interesting and fascinating.
And I'd like to mention real quick before we move on, I love that scene where he had the original cartoon comic book, suit that
Yep.
If I had my way, we won't do flashbacks. We'll get an episode where we see him doing this shit through that suit. Secondly, why I call him Milquetoast Man? The definition of milquetoast is a person who is timid or submissive. definition of what he was in Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever, Crisis on Infinite Bursts or Fuckwit Nation, whatever you want to call it. He was very submissive and very ho-hum. Huh, huh, huh. That's why he got the moniker of Milquetoast Man. There you go.
Right.
So.
And then
one thing that I noticed is that his eyes are always so wide open. I know it's like kind of off topic, but he's like, I don't know if it's just how he is, but I'm like, damn, whoa, like calm down.
Again, I agree with everybody in the sense that, like, you know, he did a decent job portraying the characters and all that stuff. But we've seen a better show in Smallville, and we've seen a better show in Lois and Clark in the 90s. You remember that, Mike?
That I will agree with you. I will agree with you, but don't know where that's going.
I know. I understand. And like I said, I'm gonna watch it again. The teenage angst like fucking ruined it for me. I was I was telling Mike as soon as I saw the trailer, I told him like flat out, this ain't it. I'm not. You know what's the point? You know, I'm not gonna fucking watch this. Because I know where it's gonna go, in that sense. It's not because I'm the writer or I was part of the fucking people that directed the show or anything like that. It's just because the shows are so predictable in that sense. Okay, so I promised you guys I was gonna watch this, and I'm gonna give you guys the honest things of what I thought. But again, this show ain't for me. I'm like when I saw WandaVision, I told you guys I was in it, for whatever. And when I saw The Mandalorian, I was in it, and I was intrigued. This one didn't intrigue me at all. I was just like, oh, it's fucking like it's why are they crying? Why is this fucking kid crying for no reason?
I didn't like how they reacted to when they found out that he was Superman. I'm like, what kind of kid would be like, are you kidding me, Dad? Like
why did you fucking tell us in the first place in the beginning? You dumb shit.
Yeah, Jordan needs to calm down.
Teenagers cuss their parents out, especially in this day and age. I want that kind of reality if that's going to be the case.
Well, if Jordan cussed out his dad, who's Superman.
Hey, again, this is what I'm saying. If you guys want to relate to the teenagers right now, like Jordan and Jonathan would be on TikTok, doing their little shit, whatever.
Not really, because that's gonna make the show better. They would
be like, yo, bro, fucking, like we just found out that my dad is Superman. Oh, fuck yeah! See, that would be fucking something.
However, not for nothing.
It ain't gonna,
hold on.
Be like that.
However, not for nothing, they did establish in the first episode that the Wi-Fi is shit in Smallville. So how could they do TikToks?
They have 4G over there?
No,
they don't. They established in the first episode that the Wi-Fi is complete dreck. They couldn't do TikToks.
4G is not Wi-Fi, my friend.
I mean, I think like doing a TikTok would be a little over the top, but I know what you mean. I get the point. As a fellow teenager, like, no one's gonna be like, oh my god, like I'm even more different. You guys make me. Like, it's like, calm down, dude. Yeah, I think they could have.
And then like fucking, he opened up to a complete stranger who's like a pretty girl. And then all of a sudden,
no! You're forgetting that they both shared, like they were taking pills for their condition, so they had something to connect with.
So they're pill poppers then. Nice.
Well,
yeah, ecstasy, baby.
It's more than that.
Opiate.
More than that.
So Superman's kids have problems. Nice.
So I'm sorry if the kids were much younger and they were still in their diapers or they were still watching cartoons. It'd be boring.
If they were 8 years old, they'd be like, "Oh my god, that is so cool."
I wouldn't care. No one would care. There'd be no drama. There'd be no risk.
The thing is with that risk though, you gotta execute it right.
Right.
Because
Right.
like, I don't know. I honestly like the cutscene in the beginning. Like, I didn't really like it because I think they could have like introduced all that information in a much smarter way instead of just being like, this happened, okay.
No, that's
Like,
that's the
let's go.
CW thing because they always want to do their monologues and shit because they, the main characters are the most important thing. Like Arrow does that. The Flash, oh, my name is Barry Allen, and I'm the fastest
And I
man
am
alive.
the Flash.
The fastest man alive.
While he gets proceeded to outrun, everybody else outruns him.
Yeah.
He's not the fastest man alive.
No, he's not. He's
So dumb.
he's Barry Allen. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna watch it because I promised Mike I was gonna watch the season because
And
it's
you just did that out of your own volition.
for the podcast purposes.
I wasn't forcing anyone. So,
No, whatever. You said like, oh,
No.
you fucking, you don't. Then you won't have anything to say in the podcast.
I said that for the pilot. You just committed to the whole season without me telling you to watch the whole season.
No, I'll
You're like,
watch it.
Julia,
it's not for me,
Julia,
but I'll
Julia.
watch it.
Julia, remember the 3-strike rule.
No,
Mhm.
That doesn't apply to a whole season. The
No, no.
3-strike rule. Please.
Pinhead. Like I told you, I was entertained by the pilot episode,
There you go.
Okay.
but it wasn't
Then
for
you
me.
watch the second episode.
Yes, I did.
It's
Yes.
clearly
There's
not
only
for you,
one
but you were
left
still
for
entertained.
you. The
Yeah,
3-strike
no.
rule.
No. Again, I can watch without judgment a show, and it's not for me. I can watch Queer Eye for the gay guy or whatever without any issues for me. I
Oh,
can watch RuPaul's Drag Race and be entertained without any issues. You understand what I'm saying?
I get that.
I can have that maturity in my head that I don't have any words to say about that. Like, oh, I don't have any comments because, but I'm entertained because they were funny. So
I get that. But we're talking about the 3-strike rule. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
You don't have to watch it
the whole
past
season.
3.
no. There's no strikes though. I told you. I'm
Not even the teen
entertained.
angst. Not even the teen angst is a strike.
The teen angst is the issue for me. That's why I'm not. It's not for me. Like I said, it's not for me. Is it a good show for people? Sure, but it's not for me. I didn't say the show is shit. I didn't say it was Thor Ragnarok, right? So
Alrighty.
I didn't say it was Captain Marvel, right? Okay, so
Now you did. No,
So
I
again,
was,
I'm not, I was entertained with the first 2 episodes, but it's not for me. And then like if the next few, because I'm feeling a little bit of the teenage angst more in the second episode because of what Jonathan went through in school. So if that fucking thing continues, then we're gonna have issues, and I'll comment on it again. So, but again, depending on what Tyler and Lois and the extra beautiful Emmanuel Lana Lang do in the show, then I'd be entertained. Like maybe it's like they go to the lake in Smallville and Emmanuel is wearing a bathing suit or something.
oh God.
Yeah, then I'll be entertained.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay, I
You
know.
can go back to Smallville and there's
Yeah.
some of those episodes. So
Yeah, something like that.
yeah. Alrighty. Well, we're pretty much done with Superman and Lois, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna have Pinhead talk wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, I promise you guys, I'm not going to spend 45 years like we did with the Space Wizards and Superman and Lois. But this has to be discussed because in wrestling history, and I know, you're going to do it. Pinhead, he ain't the first, you got Rufus Jones and Booker T. And I get it. Don't talk to me about my lineage of wrestling. I know my lineage. We have to talk about this, though, because a black man not for nothing, after Black History Month, won the heavyweight championship. Bobby Lashley has officially won the WWE. We're not going to get into semantics because there's the most important championship in the business. Bobby Lashley has won it.
Nice.
This should have been years ago. When, a little after him and Donald Trump shaved Vince McMahon's head, but you hate him.
Mm.
Bobby Lashley should have been pushed way after that, but it didn't happen. He was shut down. He was sent to another developmental country. He worked his way through that. Then he was sent to where wrestlers go to die, which is Impact, TNA Wrestling. And somehow he managed to battle past that. Now he's here on the main stage in WWE, and he is now officially a champion. If we work this right for the wrestling fans, and I'm talking to the wrestling fans, if we work this right, we can have a great moment at WrestleMania. He can be the Uber Beast who just tears through everybody because he tore through the punk-ass white boy. Because, Vince McMahon blows my mind. He doesn't like black people, but he likes degrading white boys. So make that make sense. Anyway, that's a discussion for another day. The fact of the matter is, Bobby Lashley is now the heavyweight champion, and he can be this uber beast. If we push him forward and make him this uber beast, we might get a really, really good WrestleMania moment. But, I doubt it'll happen because the old man will fucking fuck it up, suck his own dick, and he'll drop the belt at Fastlane, which will be an egregious problem because it'll further push the reason why people who are on the outside look at wrestling as if we're fucking fuckwits and we're pathetic little boys. I understand it's not professional wrestling anymore. I understand it's sports entertainment. It's time to make it entertaining again. If you push Bobby Lashley as this uber beast, like I want you to push him, like we've all been trying to tell you for the last 5 years to do it, you're just catching up. We can have great matches. We could have great matches with Drew McIntyre.
Mm.
We could have great matches with, I don't know, maybe Ricochet.
Mm.
That may sound a little off, but we could do that. We could have a great match with Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
We could have a great match with, I don't know, The Rock, because they're pushing him back there.
Mm-hmm.
Dare I say it? I hate to say it, but maybe we'll get a great match with Jonathan Cena. There's these great matches that we can really cultivate if you work on it, and that's what we need to do. Do not, please, I'm begging you. The wrestling gods, the sports entertainment gods, anybody out there who's listening, who may watch this podcast, who runs the WWE, especially you, old man fucking McMahon, you need to understand this. Please do not drop the belt at Fastlane. Do not do it. Because if you do that, this is a further testament of us going 10 steps forward, 12 steps back. So stop doing it. And that's where I'll leave it. This is a very significant moment in history because it's very rare that a black man gets a belt, a major belt. And I don't want to make it about race. I really don't want to go down there. But We have to, because it's a very, 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 very minuscule few of black men who have made it through the door of heavyweight champions. Yes, they've been puppets and made intercontinental belts and tag teams, and it's a very small sect group of young black men who have actually made it through the heavyweight championship division. Kofi Kingston was in there and he deserved it. We're in the same ballpark. We had this, I think 2 years ago, where Kofi Kingston won the belt, and it was long overdue. It was way long overdue. We need to push this. I will even add an extra perfect match. Bobby Lashley, Big E, WrestleMania 37 main event. I'm calling it there. That's where it should be. Big E, Bobby Lashley for the title, main event, WrestleMania 37 this year. Make that happen. That will be a historic event in this COVID era. Please do that, but you won't. So I'm done. We just had to mention that because people keep talking to me about mention more horror, mention more wrestling on here. Well, I'm doing it. This needs to happen. We need to make this happen. I'm very passionate about this. It needs to happen. So I'm done.
I like Bobby Lashley. He's like one of those big guys that like are super athletic too.
He's the Hulk Hogan of this era. Like, I know that's a controversial statement, but he is the Hulk Hogan of this era. If they had pushed him, if they really pushed him, everyone would know him. Grace would know him. Justin would know him.
Is he very popular now with the audience? Now
it's building up because of the Hurt. Right? It's because of the Hurt business. It's building up. Okay. And a lot of people were very happy about the fact that he won the belt against The Miz.
Okay.
Because The Miz is a fucking Hollywood celebrity that should have never been in there. He's the main reason why the business has been so exposed and why everybody thinks it's so fucking fake and nothing happens to these people. They're talking about adding Cardi B in the fucking mix. Like, this is the reason why the business is so exposed, and it makes me so angry. And the reason why the business has been exposed, and now you can understand why I hate him so much. The person that exposed this business the most, it happened before with the Montreal screw job and the curtain call. We get it. But when the business was broken wide open and where it was all exposed, and why everybody thinks it's so fucking fake, and they look at us like it's so garbage. Why you watch that? People like Sean, the guy that we work with, why he looks down at us for doing that is because of Jonathan Cena. Jonathan Cena has done more to expose the business than anyone in the history of wrestling. And that's why I hate him so much. So I'll leave it at that. This is a good step forward going into WrestleMania season, because we really need this right now. We really need this right now because wrestling is fucking mediocre, ho-hum, hair-hatted ho fair. It's basic bitch bullshit, and I'm tired of it. It's basic bitch bullshit that needs to die. So I'm done.
So would you say that wrestling is milquetoast right now?
No, it's beneath milquetoast.
Oh.
It's worse than milquetoast.
Oh.
It's muck.
Muck.
It's muck.
Wonder Bread.
It's not even worth Wonder Bread. It's muck. It's Wonder Bread that's moldy for the last 3 years.
It's
Like,
that piece of bread in the front.
that stoner that sat there and let his bread sit there and mold, and he's like, "Oh, dude, I need to make a PB and J." And he looks and he looks at the moldy bread. And he's like, "Oh, I don't know, dude. This is wrestling. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Fuck it, I'm gonna eat it anyway." That's what wrestling fans are. We eat the moldy fucking PB and J. So there you go.
It's what he spits out. It's like he chewed on it and then he's like, I had too much mold. And then it's like a little glop of like stoner goodness.
It's Nutella.
Yeah. Oh, Nutella's so good though. No, don't shit on Nutella. No.
It's garbage.
What? No.
That's the Tekashi 6ix9ine and fucking PB and J.
Wow.
Oh boy.
So it snitches. That's what it is.
Snitching on his friends.
Yeah, that's what he did. And then now he's telling everybody, "Oh, I didn't snitch on anybody."
Yeah,
but
all right.
But your testimony said you did. So yeah.
But I just had to bring that up because it's a very significant, important event in wrestling history. Because we have Ron Simmons, Booker T.
Rocky
it's
Johnson.
Very,
so.
Yeah, and they don't even like to put him there. Yeah. So it's very rare that we get this significant event, and I just wanted to talk about it because everybody. Like what do you think about me? What do you think about Bobby Lashley? Oh, in my DMs, like it's I've been bombarded. You talk about Black history, and you're not talking about blah. So I'm talking about Bobby Lashley. So here you go. There you go.
Off the press.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, thank you for the update.
But Pinhead, that would be a good ass main event though.
No, that's what I want.
I'm not I don't follow wrestling as much anymore, but I remember how talented Bobby Lashley was and is, I guess. And Big E is always a personality and he's a powerhouse. So that would be a good ass match, like for reals.
And the only reason why I bring it up is because Bobby Lashley, if you can believe it, he's in even better shape than he was before when
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Mike, go Google Bobby Lashley right now.
Okay.
And he could play fucking Superman if he wants to.
He really could.
Like
he really could. Like he's the epitome of that
yeah.
Don't fuck with me, Superman,
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm just like
right.
So anyway, thank you, Mike, for letting me do that. I just had to put that out there because it's very important, and I like that this is happening. Like I said, if you play it right, Vince McMahon, please, I'm begging you, let's do this right for once. Let's make this shit amazing again. We can really do it if we play our cards right. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, anytime you guys want to talk about something, let me know, and I can add it in the notes so we can bring it up. But now I'm curious. Whenever Jonathan Cena returns,
oh god,
I think it'll be fun to watch and do a live like.
Oh god, don't do it, please, Mike. Don't do this to me.
Hey,
don't
see your reaction. Live.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the Suicide Squad with James Gunn.
Oh yeah.
Because of the fact that if John Cena as Peacemaker like do even like a close to a decent job, Pinhead would be like, you know what? The movie was great. The movie was great. John Cena.
I'm going on record right now. This is my last episode. Grace is replacing me. I'm done. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
When the Suicide Squad comes out, we need to have a camera on everyone, and then a specific camera just on Pinhead with a thermometer, or we have the camera. We have
he's gonna look like Sindel, fucking like all pissed.
We have the camera at work with a thermometer. Maybe we could borrow that and put that on Pinhead and see how his temperature rises as he watches Jonathan Cena.
Hey, if that's the case, you can all pay for my hospital bill when I go to the fucking hospital for a heart attack, because it's gonna get there.
Oh boy. Alrighty. So now we're gonna move into some entertainment news. So this first one is from Deadline.com. This is actually about Superman and Lois. So Superman and Lois temporarily moves off the CW schedule due to previous COVID-19 pause, and then Supergirl, the final season of Supergirl, will fly in to help replace temporarily. So it says here the show will take a break after its 5th episode and will return for new episodes to finish up the season on May 18. And then meanwhile, Supergirl will premiere its 6th and final season on Tuesday, March 30th in the same time slot.
Hooray!
So it says Superman and Lois, which films in British Columbia in Canada, has been previously impacted by a positive test and shut down production temporarily. As a result of the schedule change, the CW will now air People Presents Harry and Meghan's American Dream on Thursday, March 25th at 8 p.m.
This is what happens with teenage angst. I'm not gonna wear a mask, guys. I'm not gonna wear a mask.
We don't know that.
That's probably what happened.
We don't know that.
Fucking Jordan, man. He looks like a non-mask wearing
Oh,
punk.
God.
Yeah, Jordan didn't take his pills, so he couldn't pull up his mask.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And Smallville is in Kansas, so they're gonna be like, oh,
Yeah,
we're not gonna wear a mask over there.
in Smallville, Kansas, Canada.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So this one, I know we're done with this, but I figured you guys like this comedian, so I think it's worth mentioning. It's worth mentioning what he said, what he mentioned, and I did listen to the interview. So this one is from GameSpot.com. Mandalorian actor Bill Burr
I knew it.
defends fired co-star Gina Carano.
My boy.
So, but if
Go.
I will point out why I'm also sharing this, because there's something misleading in this, in what Bill Burr said, that I was like, what? What does he know that we don't? So this is on March 2nd. Comedian, actor, and Mandalorian actor Bill Burr has spoken about co-star Gina Carano and her recent firing from the hit Star Wars show. Burr described Carano as a, quote, sweetheart, and stated that he now had to be careful about what he said in public. So, of course, last month, Disney confirmed that Carano will no longer appear on The Mandalorian after she posted a tweet that compared American conservatives to Jewish people just before the Holocaust. And then Burr, who played Miggs Mayfeld on the series, defended Carano on a recent episode of the Bill Burr podcast. And then he says, it's a weird time. Unless she did some, this is quoting, by the way, unless she did some truly horrible shit or said overtly racist shit, I don't know. I think there's just too many channels, and then you got to do sensational shit. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm on that fucking show. Now I got to watch what the fuck I say. But hold on. Didn't his character make an exit?
Oh, I see.
Right? Is his character done?
Hey, he might be the new star.
Not.
Maybe he's the new star of Rangers of the Galaxy or
He
something.
got promoted. Hey, you called her a sweetheart. You got the job now. And then he goes to mention, Burr went on to speak highly of Carano and argued that there were people waiting for celebrities and public to slip up. Quote, she was an absolute sweetheart. He said, super nice fucking person. And whatever. And somehow someone will take this video and they'll make me say something else and try to get rid of my bald action figure. It's how it is out there. It's fucking crazy times. People just waiting, laying in the weeds, end quote. Now, first of all, what really bugged me is that he said they're trying to get rid of his bald action figure. Where the fuck is that, Bill Burr? Because I haven't seen any Miggs Mayfeld action figure or not even a Funko Pop. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, all he knows is that they did they did the photography and the crazy like detailed scans for toys when he got the job.
Right.
So I'm sure he's expecting something like that.
And
And
where is it, Hasbro?
So did anybody listen to that podcast that came from?
yeah,
No,
I listened to his show.
So did I.
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about. We're in this gray area where if you don't actually watch and listen to the podcast, what he's talking about, the
Mhm.
context far supersedes just that basic bullshit text you read off.
Right.
I get everybody gets angry and this is what Bill Maher was talking about with cancel culture last weekend. And for those of you who don't know, I would very, very, very highly recommend you to look up Bill Maher cancel culture. You don't have to subscribe to HBO Max. You know, we're not going to do that again. But look up Bill Maher's cancel culture speech, his monologue, and you might learn a little thing, because this cancel culture shit is getting old. It's getting to the point where, you know, text of a transcript or being taken out of portion, and it needs to stop. You actually have to listen to what he said in the podcast, his dialogue, his context. And he wasn't talking about, you know, everybody's like, oh, he's condoning what Gina Carano said. No, that's not what he said.
Right.
Listen to the podcast, actually pay attention to what he said on the podcast, and then you can speak about what he said, because he didn't say that. He wasn't defending her. He was talking about cancel culture just like Bill Maher was last week. So that's all I'm saying.
His podcast is the Monday Morning Podcast.
Yeah, with the other guy. What's his name? Bill Brett or whatever.
Brett Kirschner.
Yeah, Brett Kirschner.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, what bugs me is that he mentioned his bald action figure, but it's nowhere to be seen. It hasn't been released yet. Like, Hasbro,
Dude, I would totally get that one too.
What are y'all waiting for?
Seriously.
You know, so that's what bugs me. Where is this bald action figure? I'd like to pose him with my Gina Carano action figure.
I know. I'd like to see that
my
YouTube
Mando
video too. That unboxing would be fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
All righty. Let's see. Next up, so we got some X-Men news potentially.
Uh-oh.
So this is from
This is for Grace.
This is
Hell
from
yeah.
Illuminerdy.com. The
Illuminati. Oh.
The Mutants. Marvel Studios is officially bringing X-Men into the MCU. And it's going to be called, it seems like it's the working title, at least, is called the Mutants. So Marvel Cinematic Universe is well known to be at the start of its biggest expansion to date with Phase 4. This is kicking off with the highly anticipated season finale of WandaVision before 5 more Disney Plus shows and 4 full-length movies arrive in 2021. Again, 5 more Disney Plus shows and 4 full-length movies arrive in 2021. This is March. We're right now at March 7, so we're hoping that we do get 4 movies in 2021, but we will see. 2022 has a confirmed dozen new entries as well, and after that, the MCU's future becomes just the slightest bit more uncertain. Of course, we've got the Fantastic Four, and then we've got Spider-Man No Way Home later this year, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming up, but then they still have to start filming that one. So it's saying here, the Illuminati has learned of a Marvel Studios-led project produced by Marvel CCO Kevin Feige entitled The Mutants. It's currently being developed as a feature film and is intended to be a reboot of the X-Men franchise.
Oh, geez.
After over a dozen movies produced by 20th Century Fox, Marvel Comics mutants are finally taking their rightful place on screen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. With so little information at this time, it's hard to pin down the capacity in which these exciting characters will arrive, but it's such an exciting event knowing that the project is indeed in development.
So I want to ask a question to Grace. Marvel
Yes.
or DC? What's your opinion?
Marvel.
Oof. Okay.
Kick her out.
Hmm.
Kick her out.
Why though?
Honestly, like from what I've seen, Marvel, but I don't think I know enough about DC to really make like a full-fledged conclusion.
So the young grasshopper is willing to learn.
Yes.
Well, very cool. All right. Yeah.
So, Mike,
yes.
the name of the movie, or the movie title, or the working title right now is The Mutants.
The Mutants.
So like Mutant X, you know, the
So,
old
so like that horror flick from a year ago, The New Mutants is not part of that shit. Or...
No.
I still need to see that. I'm intrigued.
that movie was fine. Like the potential for a great horror movie, Mutant, it was fine. It was fine. There was no. It worked really well. He didn't get to do what he wanted to do. If he had, no one would have been bitching about it. So it's actually for a shit film, he did a pretty good job. So,
Well, you know what's crazy with this news that we just got? Totally confirms, and Grace, you're not going to know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to say it anyway. It totally confirms why they did a Ralph Boner in the last episode of WandaVision, because they just said, you know what, we're going to make our own thing and screw all the other stuff that you love.
The one thing that I noticed, and it's kind of like for me, it's just funny as hell. The comic book, The New Mutants, they have like a very specific like, you know, like how they type the letters and everything.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, the movie The New Mutants, they had the same exact lettering, you know, the same font.
Right.
Kevin Feige's The Mutants have the same font too, so it's kind of weird. It just weirded me out when I saw it. And I was like, oh, they're not going to put new, they're just going to say the mutants and shit. So it's probably going to be, again, I don't know how they're probably going to, if Kevin Feige is smart, he wouldn't introduce Wolverine. He wouldn't introduce Cyclops. He wouldn't introduce Magneto. He wouldn't introduce Professor X. Not at the moment, and maybe some other time. Maybe it's like, you know, like younger kids with you know, experiencing their powers for the first time.
Teen angst, because that's what everyone wants to see, right?
Because in X-Men it actually fucking works.
And I'll say this, being the guy that watched New Mutants, I will say this: if Kevin Feige was smart, he will scoop up Anya Taylor-Joy, make her, because she was the highlight of that movie. Her charisma and the way she presented herself in that movie. If you were smart, Kevin, you would scoop her up and make sure she's a forefront in that MCU.
And Ileana Rasputin is a pretty good mutant, so.
And she's fantastic as Ileana.
Oh, I need to see that. I want to see her.
She is the show stealer of that fucking.
And again, the New Mutants, like, that would be kind of
much like
cool.
everything she's in.
Maybe they're gonna introduce Deadpool in the Mutants, because, you know, Deadpool is technically a mutant now.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where they're going for. Is it going to be like an R-rated version of the X-Men?
Probably not.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
We talked about it a few episodes ago. The only R film will be Deadpool 3, and for the foreseeable future, if they don't need to make it rated R like Blade, it won't.
Yeah, if there's no Blade rated R, they're not doing this rated R by far. Like, come on. Because Blade deserves the rated R treatment, and they're not.
So they're going to have fucking Dazzler and Longshot and Mojo and all of these fucking lame-ass mutants going to be in this movie then. Neat.
Oh, you said no Wolverine, no Magneto, no Cyclops.
Yeah.
So
there's other ones. What about Storm?
We're not gonna.
What about Colossus? What about Jubilee? What about Sunspot? What about Thunderhawk? What about Jean
More
Grey?
important question: who does Grace want in the MCU?
Not Wolverine, of course.
Oh yeah, I want to see those sideburns.
What's your beef with his sideburns?
Huh?
What's your beef with his sideburns?
I don't know. I just like for his character. I just feel like I just don't like sideburns. To be honest, I was trying to like come up with a reason, but I'm straight out not a sideburn girl.
And not even on Hugh Jackman? Come on.
No.
Hugh
Right.
Jackman's overrated.
Get outta
I
here.
don't even think Hugh Jackman needs
Like
sideburns.
seriously.
Dude's the man.
He was like the wrong, choice for that role in the first place.
You do not believe that, do you? Seriously?
He does because
I believe that. Yes.
I
Oh
believe
my
What?
god.
he's
Would you
overrated.
choose over
He's
Hugh
overrated.
Jackman?
The
Oh,
only good
Kuya.
Wolverine he did was Logan, and then he fucking
Exactly.
died.
Exactly.
That's the only good Wolverine
Fucking
he did.
overrated is
That was
Logan.
the only rated R Wolverine story.
No, that's the only good Wolverine story.
Baloney.
Oh yeah, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, some origins about a side character that became popular because like fucking fans be like, oh, he's so cool. He got the little claws and me.
Yeah.
When this new Wolverine is introduced, when he steps off and we see him for the first time,
Oh, yeah.
he's not gonna have any sideburns, and Grace will be like,
Yeah, he better be.
"Oh boy,
No, they'll probably have like Harry Styles play him or something.
oh."
That's fine. They're the same height, so.
Because he'd fit. Oh my gosh, he'd be perfect for the role.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on, dude. Seriously.
he says they're the same size.
All right, then what about? So I know there was in talks about Tom Hardy playing him. What do you think about that?
Tom Hardy is
That
too
would
tall.
be awesome. No, I really like Tom Hardy.
Yeah, but he's too tall.
He may be too
No.
tall, but he's a better actor than Hugh Jackman. So yes.
What?
I think he would bring the intensity
No way.
that Wolverine needs.
Hell yeah. I agree.
Right? Like, have you seen him in The Revenant?
Oh, yeah.
Damn, like he would be awesome. Like, I support that.
You know,
When
you
is
know who
Twilight
would make a
Zone?
good Wolverine, guys? Idris Elba.
Oh my gosh.
Stop. Come
No,
on.
you don't
We
make
got-
a Wolverine.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put Idris Elba on every fucking thing because he's
What
a
is with
fantastic
you
actor.
and your Idris Elba crush? Like you love him more than you
He
wife.
is amazing,
Like, what is with
bro.
this?
He's amazing.
I know that, but he can't be in every fucking film, dude. Like I love him too, but he can't be in every
Hey.
fucking film.
In the 90s, like fucking Black Panther's mom was in every black movie. What's up with that?
We're not talking about the
I'm just saying if it works for her, it works for Idris Elba.
1900s.
I'm gonna throw my Wolverine casting pitch. Danny DeVito.
Oh Jesus.
Dude. I'm surprised, Kuya. You don't like that one? Isn't he short enough
Damn.
for you? He's short enough
Nah.
for you, huh, Kuya?
He's the
See?
same height. Yeah. And
So
they're
I
both
started-
Sideburns?
and then they're both morbidly obese. Yeah. That's cool.
Sideburns on Danny DeVito is a different story.
You know why I
That's
say
where
that,
I
Jester?
support
That
sideburns.
Wolverine is more morbidly obese?
Why do you say that?
Oh
Kuya?
yeah.
Because of the adamantium in his body, he is 300 pounds. For his height, that's very obese.
Then I'm
Right.
going for my wild card. I'm picking mine. Peter Dinklage. He should be the next Wolverine.
There you go. Fucking perfect.
Oh my gosh, I'm in the Twilight Zone. This is so stupid.
Fucking perfect casting right there.
Oh boy.
Dumb.
Alrighty.
You're stupid,
Fucking-
Justin.
So
Hugh Jackman.
from the
Shit.
Marvel universe, we're gonna move into the DC universe.
Oh, the right one. Okay, cool.
Oh, here we go.
Alrighty, so we got updates, of course, as we are getting closer to Zack Snyder's
Oh
Justice
God.
League. On Thursday, they started. Well, they've been marketing the shit out of this. Not Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers doesn't care about it, obviously.
Nope.
But Warner Media, HBO Max, and AT&T, and the other companies that they own, TNT, you name it, they're promoting it. So of course, it starts with Zack Snyder on Twitter on Thursday. #Batman enter that, or even up to now, you could see the bat symbol, the bat flex symbol, and then hashtag Bruce Wayne. There's a bat symbol as well. And then around 9 a.m., Zack Snyder dropped a very quick like teaser of Batman. There's a lot of dialogue in the film. We get to hear Darkseid, Ray Porter, played by Ray Porter, and you get to hear his voice. And Darkseid is saying, "I will come for my prize," something like that. Like the voice is incredible. And then we also get to hear Martian Manhunter for the first time. And then along with that, there's a character poster. And then there's also the video clips of the character without any audio. So there's Batman and then there's Bruce Wayne. It's really cool because they're doing both the character and the alter ego. And then so on Thursday morning when that happened, when that video dropped, as soon as I watched it, I screamed because I was so excited with what I saw. And then my wife came up and she was like, "What? Are you okay? What just happened?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. Is this the new teaser for Batman?" And then she was like, "What the fuck?" Like, because she thought I hurt myself or something. Like with the way I
Had a seizure salad.
Yeah, with the way I screamed, like she thought like something seriously bad happened to me. But my scream was of excitement. So, and then of course on Friday we got Superman and Clark Kent. More, and then as I told Pinhead, we get more clips of Henry Cavill in that sexy black suit. And as I shared in the group chat, Henry Cavill is bringing sexy black because it's black suit Superman. And Warner Brothers, when Zack Snyder was making Man of Steel before the movie was released in 2013, they said, "Oh yeah, that's fine. Kill General Zod, snap his neck." But black suit Superman no.
Get it?
Can't wear the black suit. No, he's got to be traditional blue and red. So they didn't approve that, but now we're getting it. And then today, Saturday, we got. I was thinking we were going to get Wonder Woman because to coincide with the Trinity, but we got Aquaman, Arthur Curry. So, and then we get dialogue from Volko, as Kuya mentioned, from the great, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name.
William Dafoe.
William Dafoe, thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Dafoe, who was cut from the Justice League. His scenes were cut again. The Vanity Fair article that was released a few weeks ago with the interview with Zack Snyder is very well done because it focuses on everything. And it does it like it even highlights the toxic fandom, the toxic part of the Zack Snyder fandom that got really out of hand as well. Like it also addresses his daughter who committed suicide, Autumn Snyder, all that stuff. So it was really well written. I suggest checking that out. And then the other day as well, basically the home base of AT&T, which owns Warner Brothers and Warner Media and HBO Max and all these Warner companies. So AT&T Park over in Texas, which is
Dallas.
Yes, thank you. They had a small exhibit set up there for Zack Snyder's Justice League in promotion of the film. So they had some costumes from the set, mostly from Batman, from Mira, from Deathstroke, and from Joker. And then they have these black and white photographs that was released in the Vanity Fair article taken by Zack Snyder. And the black and white photos are blown up and in these beautiful frames. And so a lot of people who got to go there on the first day were sharing on Twitter. There's this guy, I forgot his name, but it's something Dan. So he shared the pictures and it was just blowing Twitter up. We got to see more looks of the characters that we're going to see in the film. And then the most interesting part is there were these huge storyboards with the plot outlines for essentially Justice League 2 and 3, which was basically, they came up with these plot outlines, including sketches from the great Jim Lee, comic book artist and DC publisher Jim Lee, along with a text describing the plot outlines of Justice League 2 and 3. And these were laid out before the first Justice League film was out, and basically before they were filming, or before they even started filming Batman versus Superman. So I'm not going to read everything, but I feel like I'm going to have to do an individual recording, because someone did a breakdown and actually wrote it out. I feel like I want to narrate it, because I think it'd be cool for someone who doesn't want to read all of it. You can just listen to it. But so basically the highlights of it from Justice League Parts 2, and it says here 2A. So there's supposed to be 3 Justice League films. So we're already getting 1. So we're hoping to still get 2. And then some people were saying, but are these not spoilers for those films? And Zack Snyder confirmed that a lot of these things have eventually already been changed. So, but it's clear that they already came up with a storyline. So it says here, let me start. So it says here, although originally pitched as one film, we believe the character arcs of our heroes and villains, along with the epic battle with Darkseid, which unites the League, the world, and the entire DC universe, warrants 2 films. So, however, this does not mean you have 2 films centered on Darkseid's invasion. Rather, Justice League 2 would be a very grounded, personal and character-driven film that would follow the Justice League both together and separately as they mend old wounds on the road to becoming better and stronger heroes, while Lex Luthor recruits a league of his own made up of the villains introduced in the heroes solo films. So Dr. Poison, who was introduced in Wonder Woman, would be coming back.
Yep.
And then we also have Leonard Snart, who plays the Reverse Flash. Black Manta.
Captain Cold.
Or Captain Cold, yeah, Captain Cold, sorry. Black Manta and Orm, who were introduced in Aquaman. And then the Riddler, who was introduced in that Batman solo film that never happened. These villains would basically, would line all of the DC films together. So like Empire Strikes Back and the last Harry Potter films, Justice League 2 would end with a cliffhanger, revealing only at the end of the film Lex and his league are connected to Darkseid. So, and then throughout the film, like, it's really cool. And then at one point, this is an abandoned storyline. When Superman was gone, or when he was dead, Lois Lane and Batman worked together. And the idea was that Lois Lane and Batman would basically have a relationship. And when Superman comes back, and he comes back to life, we later find out that Lois Lane is pregnant. But it's not with Superman's kid. It is with Bruce Wayne's kid. Bruce Wayne sacrifices himself. He dies to save Lois, and that's why we got that line in Batman versus Superman when Superman in the nightmare sequence, when Superman tells Batman, "She was my world, and you took her from me." That was a reference to that, where he literally Batman took her away from Superman because he had a relationship with her. And then, but again, this is something that was just an idea. They never pursued that. And then, of course, a lot of the fanboys were like, "Oh, let's just ruin Batman having a relationship with Lois Lane." But if those fanboys will remember in the animated series, the way the introduction started of Superman and Batman, Bruce Wayne was dating Lois Lane right at the beginning of that Batman animated Superman movie.
And Mike, not to undermine your authority here, but you got one piece of that article wrong. It's not Harry, it's Harold Potter.
Harold Potter, that's right.
Remember that, please.
Oh, and this is from
Harold J. Potter.
The outline by Zack Snyder, Chris Terrio, and I forgot who else. But yeah. And then anyway, it's a great it's really cool the ideas that they come up with here. At one point, it's not just the Justice League, but the entire world, the military of the armies of the world, of the nations are fighting against Darkseid forces. And it literally says the entire world is a Justice League. And I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. Like, not just the Justice League themselves, but the entire world is rallying against Darkseid. and Apocalypse. And then, it even says Clark later accepts that, like Bruce Wayne's son, and then basically will become the father of Bruce Wayne's son with Lois. And then fast forward 20 years later, and Gotham needs a new Batman, and the new Batman is now Bruce Wayne's son at the very end of the film of the Justice League. And I was like, holy shit, that's brilliant. But of course, a lot of the hardcore fanboys would be like, that's not Batman. So, but there's more to it. There's so much more to it. But then again, they even say the nightmare sequence was supposed to be the entire second film. But there's so much. And so just another interesting note here with that was the storyboards were there. People took pictures of it and video. And then the next day, Warner Brothers shut down the exhibit because they didn't want that stuff getting out. But obviously, Zack Snyder knows what he's doing. He's ahead of the game now because he wants people to know that there's plans in place for the continuations of the films. So it opened again today, but now they're not allowing people to take photos or video of anything inside there. But it's too late because we already have it. Once it's on the internet, it gets saved. So but I thought that was interesting. And then another thing, Zack Snyder was awarded the Valiant Award from critics. So for for a filmmaker and director who's been highly criticized, it's really cool that he was honored by a critics award, essentially. And there was a video of it. He thanked everyone, but he mostly highlighted the fact that the whole movement for the Snyder Cut and the Justice League Snyder Cut was to raise awareness on suicide prevention, and of course the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And he even tells people, how much that means to him and their family, of course, after the loss of their daughter back in 2017. And it was really cool. And then he, of course, keeps telling people you can always donate to the cause, to make sure that. And then he even tells at the very end of the video, he tells everyone that, no matter what you think or what's going on, remember that you're never alone. You can always ask for help. So that was really cool of him. So that's my Zack Snyder's Justice League update. More to come, I'm sure, over the next week or so as we lead up to the days until its premiere. So
is it going to open like exactly at 12 midnight, or is it going to be?
I'm hoping so, because my plan, I just found out that my daughter will be on spring break or for 2 weeks.
Oh.
By my estimation, as soon as I get off work, I'm hoping that it'll be there at midnight. So as soon as I get home, I'm gonna start this Snyder Cut, and I'm gonna attempt to watch all 4 hours of it in one sitting.
Oh, and Mike, before the Snyder Cut, I think daylight savings time is gonna spring forward, right?
Yes, that's right.
So we're gonna be in the same time zone,
Yes.
Ooh,
right.
I'll do it with you, Mike. We'll both watch the full 4 hours. So.
Yeah, I'll watch it with you guys.
Also, this is planned for a theatrical release. So I guess I should also mention Tom Holkenborg, aka Junkie XL, who's composed a lot of film scores, actually has a 10-minute piece of music for an actual intermission. So when this is released in theaters, there will be a 10-minute intermission for the babies out there who can't hold their bladder. Good
luck going to the bathroom for 10 minutes and fucking,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna listen to this music, man? Like,
yo, Mike, are we doing a watch party for that? If Mark does it,
that would be something.
I'd go see that one in the big screen, dude.
We should drag Grace into that too.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing with a DC. If we were to do like a marathon, it'd be much shorter than Marvel marathon. So it'll be much more accessible. So, and then also, yeah, the soundtrack. So this movie is actually making records as well. It is now going to be the longest superhero film to date because it's 4 hours and like 1 minute 28 seconds. That's not including the credits, and the soundtrack as well. There's going to be 54 tracks, so there's going to be music for like the pretty much the 4 hour film.
Man, you can drive from Reno to San Francisco.
Yeah, and not listen to the same track like you're listening to. And then the soundtrack will be released on digital on March 18, and it'll also be released on vinyl, which I'm excited about. So,
And here's a trivia question for this group right now: what Hellraiser film was Henry Cavill in?
Did you ask that question already?
He was the second one, right?
No,
I think it was 3.
no.
It was the first one.
4?
all of it.
Close.
Is it 4?
It was 8.
Oh.
Hell World.
Wow, I didn't know there was that one. Interesting.
Damn.
So, Grace, I'm curious. Did you get to see Batman versus Superman?
No.
Okay. How
Good.
about Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I saw the very first Wonder Woman, not the new one with Kristen Wiig.
Okay. What'd you think of Wonder Woman?
I actually kind of liked her origin story. I thought it was pretty interesting. Didn't like Chris Pine. Not a big fan.
Really?
I also didn't like the villain either. It was kind of just like, it's just that classic, like, is Wonder Woman DC or Marvel?
DC.
DC. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's like the classic superhero, like, movie thing that they do. You know what I mean? It's like the guy that you don't expect, but then it's like it's like the spy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but I should, if I find the time, I want to watch the one with Kristen Wiig because I'm a fan of Kristen Wiig. I enjoy some of her stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool. Okay. Well, I know you have HBO Max, so
I do.
you Batman versus Superman is there as well if you want to check it out.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
So, and
You should have never admitted that, Grace. Now you're gonna get sucked into one of our watch parties.
Oh.
Drink.
Yeah, the drinking game from Man of
So
Steel.
many times.
yeah, so I'm hoping eventually that when they do the announcement for Zack Snyder's Justice League in theaters, man, I would love to have a private watch party. And
Do you know when they're gonna try to do that?
no, there was rumor that they were gonna try to do it like to coincide with the release on HBO Max, but the focus, which makes sense, is they want it on HBO Max, all the attention there, so people to access it there, and they will also be releasing the Justice is Gray edition, the black and white version of the film, on HBO Max. So,
Okay.
By the way, you know who doesn't charge you for extra movies like Disney does?
HBO Max.
There you go.
Max, baby.
Yeah. It's a Omega level streaming system. You know.
Is it though? Is it though?
Is it? Yeah.
Alrighty, well, that's all I have for news, unless you guys want to share what you guys are currently watching or enjoying.
My wife and I finished we saw Wonder Woman the other night, and then but before that we saw Godzilla King of the Monsters, and like
How'd you like that?
I honestly don't remember the movie when I first saw it, but when I saw it with my wife, we were kind of entertained. Like we were looking at all the monsters. I'm like, holy shit, it's Rodan. It's fucking like I was just naming all the Godzilla monsters like for her.
Geeking out.
Oh yeah, it was kind of cool. And then she says like do you like how like she said like if we end up going to Japan, do you know how much the statues or the little miniatures are for Godzilla and stuff? And I was like, that's probably gonna cost a mint because those things are pretty expensive. But we're gonna try to see if we can get any of those monsters because she likes Mothra and she likes Mothra and she likes Godzilla and then she's telling me right now she's Team Godzilla because like how the fuck is Kong gonna beat Godzilla in that?
Monkey.
You'll find out.
But I explained it to her like as an 8 he knows how to use tools, and she was like okay. So yeah, that's the only thing I saw was that's interesting. King of the Monsters. It was a good popcorn movie. So no teenage angst whatsoever.
Oh, God.
Well, there's
Not
none of that.
Actually, there was.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
I
There
was
was,
about
but
ready
like,
to say, think
but
over
we-
that again, Kuya.
I know.
Well, I can tell you there's no teenage angst in Peaky Blinders that I started.
Oh, God, there isn't. There isn't by any means.
Wait,
No.
what season? Are you done with the first season?
No. So I'm watching and reviewing them as I go. So I have review number 1 dropping tomorrow
Oh, I can't wait.
or Monday. I'm sorry, Monday.
Nice.
I can't wait.
And then I'll watch the next episode and I'll do my notes, and so I'll be
Wait,
doing
so-
that episode by episode.
Oh, okay. So you're episode 1. You like
Yeah.
it? You like it?
It's a trip, dude. There was a lot they crammed in the first episode.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil my review, but Sam Neill, man, I like that guy. I like him a lot. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But
It should
Let's
be
hear
fun
from
for you.
Grace. Like, we need to hear from Grace. What's she watching? What's she listening?
No, yeah, right now I'm watching the Clone Wars, and today I kind of binge watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Hell yeah.
That show, the humor is so smart.
Yeah,
I love
it is.
it. It is really, really smart, and I really like how they kind of take on stuff that's like recently going on and making it like something so beautiful. I like it a lot. It's really good.
That's awesome.
Cool. How about
Mike?
you, Pinhead?
What was that?
Oh, go ahead.
So, for you, Kuya, you recommended me and gave me your Netflix for the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
Loved it.
Yeah.
I will
Interesting, right?
recommend it. So I will recommend this to you. It's a perfect companion piece. If you watch that episode with American Horror Story season 5 with Lady Gaga,
Yeah, the hotel. Yep.
oh, it's a perfect companion piece. It fits because it's the Cecil Hotel. It's just
Yep.
amplified to 12. So
My wife said like the lobby looks exactly like the one in American Horror Story. So,
yeah, and Kathy Bates is, oh my God, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
I will also say there's only, well, now as we speak, 8 days left. If you have not watched Judas and the Black Messiah, please, especially if you have HBO Max, please watch this movie. It is fantastic, and there's only 8 days left before it goes off.
Yeah, please watch
So
it
please
over.
watch it.
Yeah, please watch that over Coming to America too.
That's a
For
better
God's-
choice.
Yes,
for God's
please
sake.
do. Because
God's
this
sake.
movie is fantastic and it really needs to get more promotion than it has. I know that, it won a Golden Globe, but we need it to be like 8 times nomination at the Oscars this year. So, at least. So let's promote this film while you have HBO Max, because it's a great, it's not just a Black Power film. Like it that may be the surface part of it, but you might get a little bit of an espionage film in there too, if you really look deep into it. So check it out. It's a high recommendation for me, and that's where I'll leave it.
Yeah, so it did. Daniel Kaluuya won a Golden Globe for his for Best Supporting Actor for Judas and the Black Messiah. And like I mentioned in the last podcast, it changed the way, or it changed my perception of the Black Panthers. And it added to what I thought I knew. But of course, and again, we think we know the history from what we're given in school, but there's so much more that has been cut out or edited out that we need to do more research for our own, whether it's on our own history, or history in general. I mean, there's so much to learn out there. So yeah, it's really a powerful film. So, and that's the thing.
For Grace, I will mention the soundtrack is phenomenal, so you should check it out.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, it hits hard. It hits hard, so you'll appreciate it. Trust me. So that's why I say it for Grace.
Oh, now I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's a great soundtrack too. So
damn.
Yeah, and especially like a film like Judas and the Black Messiah. So these are the brand new films that are releasing for 30 days on HBO Max. Then after 30 days, they're still in theaters, and then they also go to video on demand. But then you don't want to have to pay additional if you already have HBO Max. It's there, so make sure to check it out.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Do you have the Golden Globe winners up on your screen?
No. Why?
I'm just gonna ask if Minari won anything.
I think it did. Hold on.
That's I haven't seen the movie, but if I would like, because as soon as the movie comes out somewhere, I'm gonna try to watch it. It's the story of a Korean family moving to Alabama. So there you go.
Damn.
So that's that's the fucking story.
It won Best Motion Picture Foreign Language.
Okay.
It's an American movie, but why did it fucking win foreign language?
That's a good question. That's what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ.
That's going well for.
So it's like remember when Parasite won Best Film?
Yeah.
The Academy Awards, and then a lot of people were like, why did that win? That's not an American film. Like, why did that win Best Film?
Well, and it's also the same as Jethro Tull winning for Best Metal Performance over Metallica at the Grammys. So, these guys are fuckwits.
Yeah, Steven Yeun. Steven Yeun from The Walking Dead fame. He is the main lead in that movie. So, and they said that it's a fantastic family movie. Lots of feels. So if you're in the mood for feeling movies, that would be a good one for you.
Right, and
that one's for Grace. So,
Sacha Baron Cohen won for Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. So
of course,
he won for Borat. And I think he's the only actor to win for a character that he played twice.
Nice. He won in the sequel.
Yeah, I think he won the first time around, and then he won for the sequel. Oh, and by the way, the South Park vaccine special is coming up this week, isn't it? I think.
Hope so.
I think it's on. My goodness. Yeah. Hold on.
I still need to watch the first one.
Oh, the pandemic special. Oh,
yeah.
Check it out. It's on HBO Max. It is. Okay. It is something. I mean, and I'm not a huge. I remember seeing the movie years ago, and I was laughing. But then when the pandemic special, right around when we started podcasting last year, hit, and it was on HBO Max, I was crying from laughing so hard. And then right now, for the vaccine special or the vaccination special, it's going to debut on Comedy Central March 10. But I'm assuming it's going to also debut on HBO Max immediately. So right now, South Park, everyone knows South Park is spelled, the park is spelled with P-A-R-K. But on their social media, they changed the P-A-R-K to a P-A-R-Q. So we're going to explore a lot of the QAnon stuff or they're gonna
Oh.
explore it for us, and we're just gonna laugh and find out. So yeah, March 10, South Park vaccination special. There's a little preview there. It's already hilarious. So I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, that's it. That's the show. Thank you guys. Thank you, Grace, for joining us.
Of course. My pleasure.
We hope you had fun as much as we did.
I know. I had a lot of fun. It's nice. It's a good place to just speak.
Cool.
Happy to have you.
Alrighty then. Thank you guys for listening if you've gotten this far.
They never do.
Make sure to follow our social media and all our other stuff in the info right below.
Yep.
Whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to this on your favorite podcatcher. And
make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will get.
Are we frozen again? No.
So
Oh, okay. All right.
Whoa. What
And
happened?
I'm recording the Phantasm retrospective tonight, so
Nice, my man. Get
yeah,
that done.
it's gonna be tough, but I'm doing it. So
You got it.
the first part.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yo, so what happened? Did I just freeze?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Disappeared.
Wow. So I actually traveled back in time into the multiverse. I saw the future. And I saw Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah. There you go.
Of course.
Idris
Wow.
Elba was was Superman.
And I hope you guys enjoy Grace on this show because she's my new replacement. So enjoy.
Nah, no way.
No one
Nothing
can replace
no one can replace
Pinhead.
you, man. No one
Yes.
can replace you, man.
My man.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty.
Well,
That's-
already, thank you guys. I'll
That's
see you
the show,
guys
yeah.
later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Adios.
Bye to your mom.
Yeah.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, mom.